All right. I got a space dust.
Okay. Oh my gosh, space dust.
Did it.
That's what we should call. Well, we're going to have to call the Predator that at the end of this minute. He's space dust.
He's space dust.
Notice there's no quippy one-liner here, so...
No, just do it now.
Yeah, I mean, like, after he smushes the Predator, right? There's no, like, you know, your luggage or something, or your luggage.
Right, yeah. Or your... What would you say when the log came down? Maybe we should say that for the pod.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have to come up with a good call. We'll have to name the log trap. The impromptu log trap, and we're going to have to say a one-liner. I already have one in my head.
Oh, man. The pressure's on. I got to think of one.
Welcome to Predator Minute, the podcast where we break down the 1987 action sci-fi classic Predator 1 minute at a time. I'm John Zabriskie.
And I am Jeff Glover.
And today we're talking minute 99 of Predator. And... Whoa, I need to redo that. Today we're talking minute 99 of Predator. 99. 99. 99. What I'm thinking of, maybe you know this song, but it's the, like, kind of the alternative rock cover of 99 Problems.
Oh.
It was pretty popular a couple years ago. It was like 99 Problems. 99. Problems.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Anyway, so 99, there's all sorts of 99. If you thought 97, 98, or even the semi-primes back in the day had not a whole lot of content, well, 99 is just full of good trivia.
Chock full.
I'll throw some sports figures your way, and then you can start pulling and picking what you like of the list of 99s.
Throw them.
Yeah. We have the following Hall of Famers. Dan, the Danimal Hampton.
Such good nicknames. God. Danimal.
The Danimal. That sounds like, okay, let's be honest. That sounds, and probably most NFL nicknames sound like a college kind of nickname you had like in your whatever fraternity or just like in your hall. Like, there's Danimal.
That's a nickname you get in your fraternity after you have sex with the unattractive girl.
The Danimal.
Oh, you're such a Danimal. Oh, just getting in there.
The Danimal. Yeah.
Wait,
how'd you like that on your Hall of Fame bust, Danimal?
So Danimal Hampton was a football player, I'm assuming?
Yeah, he was a football player, like a few of these other names I'll throw in there. Mm-hmm. I did not do my research about, you know, what kind of Danimaling he did, but I think
that's okay.
He was... I'm pretty sure all these 99s, I'm pretty sure, are defensive linemen.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah.
Defensive tackle, defensive end for, looks like, 4 Super Bowls won. He played for NFL, Bears, and New England Bears, not New England Patriots. Said 4 Super Bowls, so he must have ended up probably playing for the Niners, is my guess, because the Bears only won the one as he was playing.
Right. Yeah. That would make sense, time period wise. Yeah. Some other great names on here, though. All these other names I know, I think, mostly.
Yeah. I threw a whole bunch of other Hall of Famers on there. I didn't see any other fun names from 99, but there's Cortez Kennedy. I didn't realize he was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was, he's one of the greats. One of the great Seahawks.
Was he a lifer for the Seahawks?
Good question. I think so. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure he retired a Seahawk. I don't know if he played somewhere else earlier in his career, but as far as I know, he was a Seahawk the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, it says he was just a Seahawk the whole time. You're right.
Nice. Yeah.
Nicely done. I have Warren Sapp. He played around the league for a while. Another Hall of Famer.
Yep. Fantastic player.
Now I think he's isn't he like an analyst now?
I think so. Yeah. He does a little color commentary, as they say.
Jason Taylor, who I think was a lifer for the Dolphins. No, I think he might have played for another team, but I remember him always just being on those Dolphins teams
that's too bad.
Stunk up, but he exactly. But he still stuck with them. Yeah, Miami. 1 year with Washington, but then back to Oh, and New Jersey, New York Jets, and then back to Miami.
The Jets are really New Jersey, right?
Yeah, New Jersey Jets. It rhymes with New Jersey Nets. You might as well.
Yeah.
Who else? J.J. Watt. I put him in the Hall of Fame already. I mean, might as well. If the dude just plays another 5 years, he's going to be one of these all-timers.
Yeah. No, dude's a beast. Yeah. Great player. Yeah.
And then our first non-NFL player in a long time, we have the great one, the Wayne Gretzky of hockey. You could call him Wayne Gretzky.
Now, that is a good nickname. If your nickname is the great one, you're there. You've gotten there in life. Yeah.
Exactly. And I learned the NHL retired his number, Jackie Robinson when MLB. I don't know. He was just so great. If you look at his stats, I don't know anything about hockey, but as I like to do sometimes, I just look at statistics and you're looking at these goal scorers over the years, and then you look at Gretzky and it's like, oh, okay, it's like Babe Ruth,
right,
playing the whole time, like his whole 20-year career or whatever.
All I know is that no one in my profession calls me the great one, so I got some work to do.
The average one. We'll give you number 50.
That's about right. The average one. The slightly okay one.
Slightly okay. The 2.5. So what are some 99s that stood out to you right away? Then we can talk about specific things if you want.
Just from any of our categories, any of our pop culture? Are you talking about just the 99, the number 99 stuff here?
Yeah, how about number 99 first, then we'll go music. I literally have nothing to say about games this time.
Yeah.
Gaming was took a huge break for me in 99, 2000, and then I was back into it after that. But I was looking at the list of games, and it was PlayStation at its height era. And I was not a PlayStation player. I played a few games here and there. When I lived by myself for the first time, I bought a PlayStation used and a bunch of games, but never really was that into it. So I don't have a lot of things from this year. I was probably playing older things from Super NES days or N64.
Yeah, you got a bunch of good 99 references here, but the one that really stands out to me in this first section is the year that Napster starts.
Yeah,
and that stands out to me because I went off to college in the fall of 1998, and I remember within just being there for a couple months, so it must have been into 1999, obviously, going to a friend's dorm room, and they had a big, massive computer, one of these big old Windows 95 desktops or whatever, maybe probably Windows 98, set up on his desk, and he was just scrolling through and double clicking songs and just playing them on his computer as if he had all these CDs. And I was dumbstruck. I was like, what are you doing? What is this? And that was my first introduction to Napster in the world of peer-to-peer file sharing. Mm-hmm. And I subsequently destroyed one of my parents' computers in the next 2 years, downloading things from peer-to-peer file sharing networks. I think everyone who's our age has destroyed one of their parents' computers in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Oh yeah, because you're downloading the songs and movies. I would download
entire
sports games.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a classic game. I need to have that. It's a 2-hour video file in the year 1999 or 2000.
It's I'll come back tomorrow and it'll be done.
Maybe, and that's all your computer's going to hold. It's oh, I need to delete that file. My computer in college, my very first one was you're talking about, one of these massive machines.
Yeah.
And it had such bad delay, just clicking something and having a response with a normal mouse pad, that I was not running Napster at the time. I was running, I think it was Shiraza or Kazaa.
Kazaa. That was the one I used to run, yeah.
I think it was Shiraza and then Kazaa, and I would just hit just for songs, I would hit download this, and then I destroyed all those files, by the way, of course. You and I.
Of course.
All those are long gone. We legitimately buy everything now off of Apple Scam or whatever it's called. Oh no, Apple iTunes or whatever it's called. But yeah, I remember doing that where even just these songs that weren't that big of a file would take a few hours to download. And I had, your first or second generation iPod, like the one that held 20 gigs of music. And the first couple iPods, you could actually put music on and leave them on. And so when you plugged them into the computer, it would not try to delete the ones you didn't have synced up on your iTunes. And my computer only had so much space. So I'd load it I'd load the computer. It had less space than my iPod. So I'd load up the iPod with however many songs, like 200 songs. And then I'd delete those 200 songs off the computer, download a few more songs, plug that iPod back in it, and then like have 4 to 1,000, or maybe like anywhere between like 700 and 1,000 songs on the iPod, but like only a couple hundred on the computer because the computer was so slow and so limited.
Right.
It only holds so much. Not until I had like a laptop and it could actually perform. Could I load up on the actual computer what I wanted?
God, I remember getting my, what were they called? Like the iPod Classic or whatever. But it was when they started to come out with like pretty big storage. It was like a 50 or 60 gig iPod Classic or something. Not an iPod Touch or anything. It was basically just like a brick of storage, right? And I was able to get my entire music collection on that thing, and it was a revelation. Like, I got a car stereo in my car that had an aux input, which was like a new thing at the time. And I plugged that bad boy in, and I was like, what is going on? I have my entire music collection in this little box. Like my CD book is just under my bed now, not being used anymore.
Your Case Logic, I know.
My Case Logic, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a wild moment in time, that transition from like physical media music to digital. Yeah, and now like no one buys anything, like everyone just streams it, right?
Right. Or if you buy an album, it's just all digital, and you bought it, but it's just ones and zeros. It's just bits and boops. Unless you collect
vinyl.
That's it. Do that. Maybe a few vinyl records, but I didn't have the aux plug until, not that long ago. I think maybe like 2014 or something like that. Until then, if I had music I wanted to put from my phone or my device onto the car stereo, I had the dongle off of the iPod. You know that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a radio transmitter. We talked about radio last week. And so you'd have to tune it to like, somewhere in between two stations. And like people driving by, if they're at the right station, they could hear what you're trying to play. And like, I just remember you'd have to hold it really close to wherever the antenna was in the car. Like, I'm going to put it right here because that has the best reception, putting out the jams.
God, I did have one of those for a short period of time before I had the aux in. I had forgotten about that. Those were shitty. They did not work very well.
They were terrible. Yeah. Oh,
my friend had like the tape deck adapter that plugged in. So it was like the aux out of your iPod and then into like a shitty tape that went into your cassette tape deck. And somehow it transferred. Oh.
Well, that's what you would do, from a CD player to the tape deck if you didn't have a CD player in the car.
Right.
Also, I remember we did that on a road trip to Canada with my mom and my two brothers. We just had like the CD player, like, don't skip the CD player.
Right.
Someone's holding it, playing the CD on the CD player, hooking it through
like holding it.
Stupid tape deck.
And the tape deck still somehow warbles like as it's playing the song. God.
You played this song too much. I threw some other 99s on here. I liked Party Like It's 1999 by Prince, of course.
Classic, yeah.
Classic. I have 99 Problems, which was a Jay-Z song, and the cover, which came out just a few years ago.
Great song, yep.
Great. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've watched maybe the first half of the first season. I really enjoyed that. It's a really funny show.
Very funny show. I watched some of those too for a while, yeah.
There's
you got 99 you got 99 bananas on there, which is a liquor that I remember mixing with a bunch of orange juice when I was 19 years old and promptly vomiting all over the place. Yeah.
Yep. I learned that they expanded beyond the 99 bananas, that there's like a whole just 99 brand now.
Yeah. They got 99 fruits all over the place.
but a banana ain't one. No, that's terrible. So
99 fruits, but a papaya ain't one? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but a watermelon definitely is not one because watermelon sucks. 99 bottles of beer on the wall, of course. And let's see what else I had to write. Oh, Agent 99 from Get Smart. I don't know if you watched that show, but that was a solid show from the 60s on Nick at Night.
Right, right.
In our kid days.
Music-wise, this is a weird time period for music. So we've completed our transition out of the alternative rock era, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of before the, I don't know, what would you call it? Sort of pop rock, rock rap, like fusion, like Limp Bizkit type music that would be coming out soon, right? And so, but we're like, we fell face first into this pop infusion that happened in 98, 99, 2000, when you're talking about like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and 98 Degrees and all these piece of shit pop groups. God, I hated them so much. And the unfortunate thing is it bled out into other areas of music. So I feel like a lot of the music on this list is very bubblegum pop-ish. That might just be my own opinion, but you've got things like Baby One More Time. You've got even songs that are rock are like poppy, like Smooth by Santana and Rob Thomas.
That song was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh.
Livin' La Vida Loca, Steal My Sunshine, Genie in a Bottle. What else you got on here? There's some good ones on here, though, actually. I won't shit on everything. This was when Dr. Dre's Chronic album came out, the second Chronic album came out, and also the Slim Shady LP, which was great. Yeah. I don't know. What jumps out to you? Do you have nostalgic memories of '99 music?
I do. I had a lot of the CDs you're bashing. I had the Lou Bega Mambo No. 5 CD.
Oh yeah, you did.
Thing.
Yeah.
I had Eiffel 65, Blue Dabba Dee. There are a lot of good songs on that CD. I felt I was doing a lot of driving back and forth between Western and back home. That was my freshman year, so I was doing a lot of CD listening. It was way before podcasts. So I'm not listening to podcasts. Listening to a lot of CDs.
Right.
What else? I had the Backstreet Boys. I definitely had the NSYNC album.
Oh no.
I had the Macy Gray album.
She was good.
I had the Len Steal My Sunshine album.
Wow, you had the whole. You just went all in.
I went all in with these things. I had the whole Wild Wild West album.
Oh no.
Oh no, I agree. And of course, I had the Phantom Menace soundtrack with the big Duel of the Fates song. It even had its own MTV music video. It's still used and it's still really popular today. It's like one of the most well-known tracks of the Star Wars saga. So
it doesn't sound like you were a big rap fan at the time. Did you not listen to the Slim Shady LP when it came out?
This is definitely where I stopped listening to rap, where it became what I would dub like mean rap. Like it was just that Slim Shady LP, like people were just putting that everywhere. Like friends would play it and I'd hear it, and like there's little skits in there too where he's just doing all sorts of bad things, and I'm sure it's some kind of therapy. If you want to cover his bases, which I don't really care to, but I just thought it. I don't know.
No
taste and all that.
No. I had a weird relationship with Eminem, especially those first couple albums, where I would hear his lyrics and be mostly repulsed by the things he was saying, but at the same time, I was fascinated by the way he was constructing his rhymes and doing his lyrics and just the artistry and the wordplay. And so I had this weird like inner battle with myself where I wanted to listen to his music for that reason, but I couldn't justify the content of what he was saying at the same time. And I went back and forth on it for a long time. And I don't know, I think I still consider myself an Eminem fan, especially now kind of later in his life. But it was a weird moment in time trying to kind of reconcile the incredible ability that he has to put together clever rhymes while also like trying to reconcile that with all the horrible things he's saying, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Eminem's a tough one. He's a tough nut to crack that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's starting off there in '99, and if you're all good with music, we could just talk about some of the movie highlights. I know this is another big year for movies, like 98,
Yeah.
99. Those are two really big years.
Yeah. Like, well, I see right at the top of the list is Star Wars Episode 1. I know that's probably your number one from this year.
Yeah, that'd be my number one. Plus, it's the top grossing movie from the year.
I would imagine. Do you remember where you were? I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I took the girl who I took to my stepsister's prom to go see it. So my stepsister, so a year after I graduated, I did not go to my own prom in 98, but in 99, had not yet gone to college. I was still like working in town and like living at my folks' place. And my stepsister said, like, why don't you just come with me and my friends? And that was really nice of her to reach out and like kind of include me in her group of friends. They're a really cool gang. And I remember going to the prom. I can't remember if it was to the prom first and then the movie like a week later, or if it was the other way around. But I remember going to see it and being like, this is crazy. Like, we're finally seeing new Star Wars after 16 years. And this is what really kicks off like where we are now with Star Wars, because up until that point, it had just been like the 3 movies, 4, 5, 6. It had been like some comics, like a bunch of these super nerdy extended universe books. And I'm looking at my shelf where I have a whole bunch of them.
Super nerdy.
Super nerdy. Love you books. But until then, it had just been those things. And then since they start the prequels and there's like animated shows come out, and then obviously more and more of these movies between the movies,
right.
Disney buys up Star Wars and they like blow up in the video game scene as well around this time.
Yep.
Which we'll talk about in a future time. But yeah, this is really like the really second big push of Star Wars and really putting us where we are today. And
this kind of. No, I am a Star Wars fan. I'm lukewarm on the prequels, but I mean,
Luke.
Hey, I'm not a Star Wars fan like you're a Star Wars fan, but I have always liked Star Wars, and I went and saw this opening weekend. I remember so you took a year off between graduating and going to school, right?
The old gap year, and then I ended up taking 3 more gap years after 2000.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I went straight into school out of high school, and so I was living in the dorms, and this was like an event. It's like everyone in the dorms was like, "Do you have your tickets? Do you have your tickets? Are you going? When are you going? What time? Blah 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 blah."
Gosh.
So I went with probably like 20 different people that all happened to have tickets at the same time. And
wow.
It's funny, in the moment, I remember watching it being like, all right, that was all right. And, because you're so excited in the moment. And then watching it again later when it finally came out on video, watching it like at home, I was like, I don't think I liked it as much as when I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
And then you see it again and you're like, it's really not that great, actually. I don't know. People have different opinions about episode 1. I get it. But it's never been one that I have gone back to very much.
Yeah. No, it's one that is definitely, I was going to say slated. That's that British term for panned. But yeah, it's definitely like, it definitely has its fans. Like I'd count myself among one of them just because it was like, here's George Lucas's vision finally of how all this started. And who knows how much work he actually put into, or how much thought he put into this way before, or if he just kind of did it and hoped it would all flow once he hit 2 and 3 to bleed into episode 4.
Yeah.
But I appreciate like the little, the risks and the creativity he put into it, and definitely some risks, seeing as there are definitely a lot of people who don't like a lot of the choices he made. But
yeah,
I mean that's how the creatives be, I guess, is that you're going to do things that are not always the most popular, and still to this day are not that popular. But I think people are coming back around now to the prequels for whatever reason.
So the other movie that's on this list that I also saw when I was living in the dorms, that was not an event screening the way Star Wars was, but it became one as the word of mouth spread, and that is The Matrix from 1999, the original. I remember seeing that movie, not really knowing much what it was about, and I came back, and I had back. Mac. And I had seen it with a group of guys, and I was like, "So, what'd you guys think? Did you like that movie?" And this friend of mine said, "I think I did. I don't know. I am so pumped up right now." And then for like the next week, we kept on calling each other's phones and leaving messages on our answering machines. It was like, "Neo, you're the one," and then would hang up the phone. And from there, I was hooked. I was a Matrix fan through and through, and I love the original Matrix, and I like the sequels enough, but the original is the best, clearly. And that's one that really jumps out to me.
To me, it was like such an eye opener. Hey, much like the Matrix itself. I found like a list of best-selling DVDs somewhere because to me, this really, really cemented like DVDs as the physical media to own over VHS.
Yeah.
I was looking at, so it was earlier today, I was looking at like the best-selling DVDs of all time, and like it's down there. It's like maybe number 14, but it's like the only thing before the year 2000.
Right.
It's like once I remember specifically when that hit, like the aftermarket video stores, like just that shiny DVD case, like you would kind of tilt it up and back, and it kind of like has that iridescent look to it, and just how that was just like one of the first cool pieces of physical media, like at least DVD wise, to own. And just like you were saying, just like one of those movies, the more you think about it, the more you think about it, and like you need to call and talk to someone. Much like my recommend today, and I'll go there later.
Everybody had it, and it was like you would test your home theater with it. Like I remember going to people's houses, and they'd be like, they'd pull in the big speakers they had, and they'd crank it up as loud as they possibly could and be like, "Let's sit right in the middle and watch The Matrix." And it was just like, it became a thing. It was an experience, like at 2 a.m. when you've been drinking all night, like you sit down and watch The Matrix.
And then you're like angry at the end. You're like, let's big corporations.
But there's so many great movies from 99 that we can't spend all day, but I'll just run through others that jump out. Academy Award winner American Beauty, The Green Mile, Magnolia, I love. Paul Thomas Anderson's follow-up to Boogie Nights. Election, one of the great comedies of the 90s. Insider is good. Varsity Blues is not good, but I love it. October Sky is a movie that I've showed my students probably 50 times. Man, so many. You got Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, kicks off Guy Ritchie's career. Ravenous is a horror movie I really like.
I like Ravenous also.
Wild Wild West was a blockbuster. Yeah, that's good. South Park became a thing that year. Yeah. So many. Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's last movie. Deep Blue Sea, Detroit Rock City, Stigmata, Double Jeopardy, Three Kings, Fight Club, Bringing Out the Dead, Being John Malkovich. Shit. It's a lot of good movies, man. A lot of good movies. I didn't even get to them all. Yeah, I don't know. It's overwhelming.
Did you mention Galaxy Quest? I know that's like still a big favorite of people to this day.
That's a good one. I did not mention. Yeah, that's a good one. Man on the Moon, good Jim Carrey one. Yeah, like I don't know what was in the water in '99, but I know we're not alone in thinking it's one of the best years for movies, because I've read articles where people have made this argument. I've heard other podcasts talk about this, that 1999 is considered one of the great years for movies, like of the last, 5 decades or whatever. And it's hard to ignore when you look at the list. When it comes to like high profile Oscar style movies, there's an amazing list. When it comes to genre films, there's a great list. Yeah. When it comes to comedies, indies, dramas, like every category has several very strong entries in that category. So I don't know, it's hard to beat.
Yeah, this is another year probably like me or like you, where I saw a lot of these in theaters. I remember. Did you mention Sixth Sense?
I think I skipped over that one.
I think like speaking of like starting the genre, like The Sixth Sense with like the big twist, that Shyamalan twist, and you have. Did you mention Fight Club?
I did quickly, but
okay, but you're not supposed to, so shut up about it.
My bad.
Freaking first rule. Did you mention? Sorry, I swear I'm paying attention. I don't know. I think we were going through the.
I went fast.
List and I was
okay.
Did you mention? This is like clearly one of the best years. Clearly, because I keep wanting to say. Did you mention the Blair Witch Project?
Oh, I missed that one.
As the start of our found footage horror movies?
That was, yeah. I saw that in the theater too. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I saw a lot more of these movies in the theater than I did 98, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what our Predator Minute listeners, Palapa, target the center of the Palapa member, Brian Campus, how many he saw that year, because he just recently started posting all his movies ticket stubs from the relevant year. He says my 1997 memories, and he posts all these 1997 ticket stubs. I don't know how you felt about that, but I love that.
That was seriously cool. I stared at his photos that he posted for a while, just scrolling through and looking at all those different movie stubs that he had saved. What a cool thing to have like a record of all these great movies from this great period in time that you saw in the theater. So thank you, Brian, for posting that. That was super, super cool.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. And I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed like there was a glaring omission, though, from his 1997 visits. It's a little-known Arnold film from 97 called Batman and Robin.
Oh. Nice to meet you.
Let's break the ice.
Chill.
The Iceman cometh.
I can't think of why he would have skipped that one.
Probably burned that ticket. Not see it.
Yeah, he threw that one away out of shame. Didn't want to put that in the book.
Speaking of Arnold, you have the terribly dark Arnold movie called End of Days. I don't know if you saw that one. That was a crazy, terrible one.
Seen it once or maybe twice, and I could not tell you one single thing about it.
He fights the devil.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it. It was just dark, and it was dark.
Yeah.
Last couple I'll point out here, besides the Brave Little Toaster 3, I know.
Oh.
Just champing at the bit.
Thank God you got to that one, finally.
Yeah, finally. But let's see, what was it? Oh, two more. Two John McTiernan directed films came out this year, 13th Warrior and what was it? Thomas Crown Affair. There you go. So.
Is the 13th Warrior the one with Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I remember seeing that one in the theater and being like, it was pretty spooky for a John McTiernan movie.
You are not the first person to tell me that I would like that movie. I have had several friends tell me that I need to watch that one, and that was a movie that was not even on my radar till recently when it was brought to my attention. So I think I need to go see it. I hear it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good one. He does the whole language trick. He did the language trick in Hunt for Red October, where they're speaking Russian in the beginning of that movie, and then they zoom into the mouth, and then all of a sudden they're speaking English for us, the audience. The 13th Warrior has a slightly different bend or slightly different tactic to make it so that we're all understanding each other in the movie. But they do the same thing here in Predator, where Arnold shakes Anna on it. He's like, come on, stop playing around. There's no games. No more games. And then all of a sudden she's speaking English. He like shook the English into her. I want to say there's one more. Die Hard, where he's trying to tell, where Hans Gruber is telling his terrorists what to do in German, and they're not understanding. So he's like, I'll say it in English, shoot the glass.
Shoot the glass.
I like that John McTiernan really plays with that language. These might be like the last movies that he made that were considered good or above average.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the tail end of his run, if you will.
His run, because after 99, his double whammy in 99, he goes rollerball and then basic.
Yeesh. Yeah, ouch.
It's a bummer. So much potential, Anyway.
So, John, should we talk about Predator? Have we reached the point?
We finally reached that point. We talk about minute 99.
All right.
Maybe I'll shuffle all the 99 talk to the end. But no, I'm not going to do that. I did, in my description, I will put, like I've done the last couple minutes, is I put minute marker where you can actually start listening to where the minute starts.
Right. Look,
and people are just now hearing it like, I could have skipped that.
Yeah, this is what we do now, people. So get on board or go away. I don't know.
Yeah, we have 7 more of these episodes to go, y'all. Like we're gonna after this one, we're gonna milk it.
That's for sure.
So 99 is also the number before 100. I don't know if you knew that, Jeff. It's a pretty popular fact. Yeah. Okay, let's talk Predator. Predator, minute 99. Minute 99 of Predator opens with Dutch looking at the Predator, who's looking at taking care of business. Let me start that over. Oh my God, that was terrible. Minute 99 of Predator opens with Dutch looking at a paused Predator crouching under, taking care of business, and it ends with Dutch leaning back and exhaustedly sighing.
The first part's going to be about 34 seconds here. We carry over from last minute. The Predator, crouching, pauses at the spiky trap, taking care of business, at first staring at Dutch as Dutch tries to goad the Predator into killing him. Dutch says, "Come on! Come on! Do it! Do it!" The Predator starts to go under the log, then pauses, looks up at the wooden spikes, even feels a couple of them as Dutch continues to yell at him. "Come on! Come on! Kill me! I'm here! Kill me! I'm here! Kill me! Come on! Kill me! I'm here! Come on! Do it now! Kill me!" The Predator then walks up and around the ditch and's taking care of business, and then jumps down into the ditch next to Dutch. Dutch looks up at the Predator. End first part. Whew, that was a lot of work.
Yeah. I appreciate come on, what I wrote as sounding like exactly like an Arnold soundboard from those early 2000s, like we're talking about, where someone would prank call or you would like set up a soundboard, and he's just saying, like, he says, "Come on, come on." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. He says, "Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it." 1, 2,
do it now.
3 times if you count. Do it now.
Do it now.
And then kill me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kill me.
I'm here. 1, 2, 3 times.
I'm here.
So you can use this little clip to just like really tell a whole story of from Arnold's perspective.
I really do love it though. Like he really leans into it. And even though it's a line that is quoted comically all the time, in the moment when you're watching the movie, like I was into it. I was swept up in the moment, and I was like, I get it. I see what he's doing. Like, come down here, get into my booby trap. Come on, kill me now. Like, he's tired. He's at his wit's end. He's just like, get down here. Come on, do it now.
Do it now.
Ah, you piece of crap. Just get down here. Come on, let's finish this. I do like your angle of, he's tired. And so at this point, it's like, he's literally just laying against the rocks there. He's I don't know if that he's acting tired at this point. I think it's totally him being exhausted, just beaten down.
Exasperated.
Just come on. Just come on. Now you stop. You're supposed to just keep following me. Just come on.
Just do it now. Come on.
Do it now. Come on.
Come on, kill me.
Kill me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah, so he's trying to get the Predator to come down there, and this circles back to many, many minutes ago when we watched Arnold create Taking Care of Business. We've seen it a couple times leading up till now, but this is the first time that it really inserts itself into the story as we see Arnold really trying to get the Predator to come down there and finally fall for one of his traps. But he doesn't do it, does he?
But he doesn't do it. The Predator freaking figures it out, which is, I wonder if you're watching this for the first time in the theater or at home, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see this trap in action. Is this going to be another nothing but net? Is this is it going to work this time though? Is it really going to do its job? And Predator's like, no. That seems like Bad News Bears going that way. I'm going to go around. You have Arnold still trying to yell at him to do that as Predator is finding out about the trap. But then Arnold is just kind of looking like a used car salesman watching someone just walk off the lot, realizing they're not actually going to come back to negotiate for a lower price. Just
yeah, he's crestfallen. when
it's crestfallen.
It's crestfallen, yeah. I like how you wrote here that the predator is figuring stuff out. He's a learning predator.
He's a learning predator.
He's a learning predator.
Oh no!
He's a learning machine.
Right. I know. He's like, I know bait. I know bait when I see it. I can't do a predator voice. What does a predator even sound like? We hear him imitate. We never hear him talk.
No.
We only imitate what he hears. So
yeah, I felt bad for Dutch in this moment. Like I said, he's tired, exasperated. The predator is not coming down here to see him. On a technical level, I really enjoy the sequence of shots here, actually, because we get kind of this back and forth, almost like you'd get in a romantic comedy, right? We get Dutch, and we cut back to Predator on the other side of the table, and then we cut back to Dutch, and then we cut back to Predator on the other side of the table, and they're having an argument, and we don't know where this is going to go.
Right, it's gonna get physical, and not in the good sense. Here
no, yeah,
a little Dutchy poo. But I think it lends us some insight a little bit into the Predator, a little bit more respect that the Predator is able to figure this stuff out. That
he's smart.
He's knowing like a baited trap when he sees one, and he's not going to fall for it. Now, if Dutch had really thought things through, of course, he would have some kind of backup trap, but I don't think he does. I don't think he has a leg to stand on, so to speak.
No. Yeah, the Predator does feel those little spikies, and then he gets the F out of there and jumps around. And this section ends with him sort of just landing on the other side. And Arnold cannot be happy about that.
Yeah, Arnold's looking buff, though, here. I'll say that. He's leaning back, yelling at the Predator, looking really good there. Arnold,
and he's
bloodied, sweated up.
And he's like grabbing onto some handles or some sticks or something, so he's really flexing those biceps.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he's trying to show off his plumage for the Predator.
Come on! Look at these muscles, these bison tries.
Come on, do me now!
Do me now!
Do me!
Do me!
Do me now!
Do me!
Do me!
Wow, that's not going to take much clipping to make him say that. Come on, do me now!
Do me now!
I'm here!
Do me now!
Kill it!
Kill me!
Kill me!
I'm here!
I'm here!
Shall we take it to the second half of the minute now?
Second half of the minute will run all the way from the 34 seconds all the way till the end. As Dutch looks up at the Predator, he looks past the Predator, up into the trees. He spots the real hero of this film, the log.
Ba-da-da-da.
The log is back. We cut back to Dutch's face as he looks at the treadle trigger, kicks the trigger out of its notch. The would-be treadle rises up, missing the Predator, but the giant log counterweight crashes down onto the Predator's head. We get a from the Predator. From the log, we get a crunch. We hear the log roll down the hill. We hear the crackle of background flame, and an exhausted Dutch leans back and sighs. End minute.
And probably the end of the Predator, but I'm not going to put him on the kill count just yet because we probably need to see a body. We've pretty much seen a body from everybody else. It's only fair. It's only fair if we take a look at this dead Predator body before we chalk up to 100. Hey, speaking of 100,
got to see just bodies.
Just bodies.
Just bodies. We're still stuck on 99 kills, and maybe I had to fudge the numbers along the way, but it was a lot of work. It was enough work to put us at 99 for right now, and man, I hope that the real hero of the film, Log, here just actually did the job and took out the Predator. But I really enjoy Dutch's inventiveness. I've talked about over and over in this movie. Here's like a prime example. Like the thing he invented didn't work out, so I'm just going to improvise and I'm going to kick up this thing, and the counterweight log is going to come crashing on the Predator. That's what an amazing way to figure it out. And I can't imagine he ever had it planned like that. In fact, all this time up until probably last year or like 2 years before, 2 years ago when we watched the movie full or all the way through, and I was like making notes, did I ever take into consideration that this is just a backup plan that he never meant to actually crush the predator with this giant log. This was just a happenstance, a lucky accident that the predator just happened to be standing right under this giant log. I don't know about you, but I didn't figure that out until a couple of years ago.
No, you're right. I've seen this movie a zillion times, but rewatching it now for this project, I always thought, when I was younger watching this, that I kind of missed the connection between this log and then the taking care of business trap. I somehow missed all these years that those two things were connected, right? That the log was a counterweight that was supposed to pull on this trap. And so I do really love that his trap didn't work. And in the moment, the predator knew that the trap was there and outsmarted him by jumping around the trap. But then, in an outsmarting the outsmarting, Dutch uses the other part of the trap, the counterweight, the thing that was just supposed to be functional. He uses that as the weapon and pulls on that, or kicks away that treadle, and down it comes, smashing the predator. Is he going to live? Is he going to die? I guess we'll find out. But I really enjoyed rewatching this right now. I really enjoyed this whole sequence. And I think it's a good moment of suspense in the movie, because watching it now and still knowing how the movie ends, I was in just that moment. I was like, oh, wait, what's going to happen? Is the predator dead? Wait. And like in that moment, I wasn't quite sure in that split second. My rational mind knows, of course, what's going to come later in the movie, but just in that moment, it was a very emotional, like quick, emotional response. So I really appreciated it rewatching it.
Yeah, the fact that this had to be the backup. I don't know, maybe it speaks to just like, no matter how well you plan, like some of these things are just going to come down to dumb luck, to happenstance, to being just in the right place at the right time. If you're Dutch, in the wrong place at the wrong time. If you're the predator, if that log is like 2 feet to the left, like this probably doesn't happen. And Dutch is dead meat. He's skewered and whatever, ripped apart for all the juicy trophies. Those bison tries. Bison tries. It is interesting. The predator doesn't seem that menacing when he's approaching, like leaning into Dutch. He's just kind of like you're having an eye full of ugly right there as the predator's like leaning into Dutch, like, is the predator planning something here? Is the predator? It's not a last minute thing by any means. Where like in normal action movies, like the predator's claws would be coming right towards Dutch's face, and right before that happens, kaboom! Something lands on the predator. There's a little bit of that gap. There's a little bit of that time. I think better filmmakers make that choice and give you that little bit of time that you don't necessarily need in all action movies. But I think it serves a good purpose here, because again, I don't know what he's doing. It kind of reminds me of, like I wrote down, Sauron, like in Lord of the Rings. He like reaches down for the good guy at the beginning of the movie, and like he has this humongous mace in his hand. Like he could just smash the guy, but instead he's like, I'm going to reach my one vulnerable part down to this person. And the predator's like very similarly just kind of towering over Dutch. He's not about to stab him. He's just kind of like looking at him right now. Maybe he's examining one more time before the kill. But yeah, took too long to get an eyeful of Arnold, and Arnold made him pay for it.
Absolutely. And we're the way this minute ends, it seems like the predator might be dead. Yeah. This might be the end. Is this the end of the movie, right? So this is a good it's a good throw your hands up in the air. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. Are the credits going to roll in a minute, or are we going to get the resurgence of the bad guy? So it's a great kind of setup for the very end of this third act.
I like how you mentioned, like, we don't know yet if he's going to arise. This minute ends with flames in the background after the main villain has been wounded badly. This happens in so many horror movies where you have, for whatever reason, there's like flames going on in the background, and you kind of have that gut feeling that things aren't over yet. Like, you even have like this shot that ends the minute with Arnold's face like really close to the camera in focus, and you have the flames in the background. You're still not quite sure what's happening in the background. You have that feeling. I can't say 100%, maybe 99, like the minute, of what's going to happen, but I had this strong feeling like something's going to happen in the background. Maybe it's just going to be a false alarm, like a green bloody predator hand, falls down in the background, like dismembered from the body, and you're like, oh, okay, it's fine. Or maybe something else. Did you want to maybe name our hero, the log here? Like, I wrote down some really quick ideas, because this is like another trap you have to, even though it's an impromptu accidental trap, like maybe we'd have to name it. We've named Nothing But Net. We named Taking Care of Business. Yeah.
How about Log Boom?
Log Boom. That's
Log
nice.
Boom. Okay.
I wrote Charles Oakley. He was known as a stalwart defender who would lock down opponents.
Very nice. Very nice. Boom goes the dynamite.
I wrote Here Comes the Boom.
Comes the boom. Yeah. Oh gosh, what I'm drawing a blank. What else you got? You got more?
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
The Spine Tingler. Tree Fallen, like Free Fallen.
Nice.
Crash Into Me.
Yeah, Crash Into Me. Man, these are good.
Would You Rather with Wood.
Wow.
Nestle Crunch. And what else? I would say Wunderbar. I like Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. I cannot compete with any of those. That is a really good list. Would You Rather is pretty great. Also, Kenny Loggins is pretty fantastic.
Kenny Loggins, yep. Highway to the Danger Zone.
Well done. All right.
Thanks.
I'm going to call it Would You Rather from now on. You can choose whichever one you want.
I'll stick with Would You Rather. I'll agree with that choice. I just threw them all up there.
I love it. I love it.
In the script, I've been visiting the script every once in a while to kind of parallel tell that story. There's only like a couple pages left in the script, so I'm going to break down this like next to last action sequence here in the script, or the last action sequence, into like a couple different parts, and I'll tell you how it ends probably tomorrow, probably next week, next minute. But the script this time is showing the Predator now running away from Dutch, now that Dutch has picked up the Predator's mysterious weapon, which is never really described in the script. I think they're planning on figuring that out during the movie shooting, like what is that weapon going to look like to be so terrible, and like it just seems like kind of like this really humongous bladed weapon. I don't know what to imagine it as. I guess when I think about what it could be, I'm thinking of Predator 2 is like the buzzsaw he decapitates Gary Busey with, or cuts his body in half with.
Yeah.
But at some point, Dutch picks up the weapon. The Predator runs into his once invisible spaceship, which is becoming visible as the engines start up. The ramp starts to close, and as the ramp is closing, with the Predator at the controls of the ship, Dutch hurls that weapon, narrowly making it into the ship, as into the narrow gap before the ramp closes, and I'll ... in that at minute 100 and tell you what happens there.
It does really seem like that they pulled ideas from this script to use with Predator 2, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like to take this idea of our hero coming across the ship and getting a glimpse into the Predator's species technology, and to kind of like have the awe of walking into a spaceship. It's a very cool idea, and one that I think honestly fits Predator 2's aesthetic better. So I think it was a good choice to maybe marry it with that movie and leave this one in the jungle. But it sure is interesting to go back and look at the script choices and the things they left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I like how you talked about Predator 2 being a better fit for that sci-fi angle.
Yeah.
Predator 2 takes place in LA, so you're better looking at like modern day technology versus futuristic space age Predator technology there, versus in the jungle. You can tell this jungle story, I mean, like for a good chunk of time, like in the 80s or even in the 90s.
Yeah.
With the technology being as it is. But last thing I'll talk about is in the script. In the commentary, John McTiernan is talking about just what a hard time it was for Kevin Peter Hall in the suit, that they had to take 4 or 5 hours to put the suit on, took 4 or 5 hours to take it off, and he would wear it for these 2-hour chunks as they filmed the shots. And this is where I think their one Oscar for this film comes in, is when they develop the cooling suit inside the monster suit itself. They designed it after a race car suit, which is meant to keep the race car drivers cool in their very, very hot cars as they're driving around.
I'm shocked that Kevin Peter Hall had to withstand 4 to 5 hours of time just getting this suit onto him. Like, that is grueling work, and he must have been. And remember, they're not just doing this like in a soundstage in a comfortable studio with air conditioning. Like, they're probably in a trailer in the middle of the fucking jungle and no air conditioning, and they are putting this latex suit on him for 4 to 5 hours, just getting it on. And then once he finally has it on, now he needs to go out and start running and jumping around with it on, you know? It's kind of incredible. And much respect to KPH for holding that down, because the movie is better for it. And it's pretty incredible that he had to go through all that just to get this handful of shots that we get in the final scenes of the movie,
or any part of the movie, really. Yeah, where he finally makes that appearance. And I get maybe that's what you're referencing. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no.
Just all the jungle and the suit talk. I'm actually sweating thinking about it. That, and we have the heater on and the doors closed, and this room heats up really quickly, being so small. But yeah, John McTiernan appreciated that so much that he gave Kevin Peter Hall that cameo at the end of the helicopter pilot, looking and going "What the?" And his fuck is cut off. That sounds weird to say, but
happens to me all the time.
Taking attendance. Where the front door?
I was just thinking that my fucks get cut off all the time.
Beep, beep. Oh man, I think we've done it. Have we done it?
We've done it. I think we've done it. We killed it.
99.
Actually.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're about to break off a hundo here.
Wow, I know. Next episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, man, we should do something like record a podcast about it.
About breaking off a hundo. What was that like?
No, that'll be very, very cool. I think that's definitely a milestone. That's awesome.
All right, so yeah, we'll hit that milestone when we hit it. I pray we can hit that 100. I mean, is that just another diamond anniversary? I think it is.
Probably.
I think after there's 70, 80, 90, 100. It's just all diamonds all the way, man. Nothing is gonna be better than a diamond.
I know, at a certain point, it's diamonds every year, right?
Yeah. What's more valuable than diamonds, right? I mean, pork bellies or wood futures? Oh, logs. Logs are very valuable. That's good. It's going to be back to the log anniversary.
It's a year of. It's a wood anniversary again.
It's back to the wood, especially for the predator. Oh, bummer. Should have seen that coming. Let's recommend things to each other, shall we? This is the portion of the program where we make recommends to each other and to our listeners. So, Jeff, what do you have to recommend this week?
I'm going to recommend a TV show, and I'm a little behind on this show, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that I've never seen it because it seems like a show that should be right up my alley. I am a big fan of the 2004 film What We Do in the Shadows.
I'm just reading it right now on Facebook. Your little review,
and I'm constantly recommending that movie to anybody that has never seen it. But there was a TV show that came out of the same name that is in the same spirit of that movie. It's a different cast of vampire characters, but the kind of the comedy beats and the aesthetic of the show is very similar. And I'm recommending a show where I've only really watched 2 episodes of it. I just started watching it, but man, I was laughing all through the first couple episodes. So I have to recommend it. If for some reason you have skipped over the What We Do in the Shadows TV show, there are 2 seasons available. Go check it out. I am looking forward to working my way through all of these episodes. So that is my recommend. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my gosh. I haven't seen the show, but from what I've heard, I think it's the same creative team, and it is the illustrious, the amazing, the treasure Matt Berry, who I recommended his show,
yes,
Coast of London, many, many, many episodes ago. He is just amazing. He was just incredible.
And you should watch this show, John, because he is so funny in this too. Like, he just nails it. He nails every scene he's in.
Where are you watching it, by the way? Because I don't know where to watch it.
It is I think it's a TBS or TNT show. It's a network show on cable, so you can watch it on demand if you have that station as part of your cable package.
Cut the cable, so I might have to Napster it.
Yeah, yeah. You can watch it. You can watch it on Kazaa.
That's Kazaa.
Yeah.
Kazaa.
Available on your parents' destroyed computer.
Hang on, I'm bringing it onto the desk right now. There we go.
There it is. Now open it up. Install Windows 98. Good job.
There's going to be 3 CDs to install that.
Now upload Kazaa and promptly destroy your hard drive.
Did you ever download the audio tracks on Napster back when we did things before we deleted everything, of course?
Right.
When you would download it and you would think it'd be the song, but it would just be like a garbled, like,
yes.
Like, oh, I hated those because it was like scare the crap out of you.
Well, and that's what would destroy your parents' computer. That was like the virus files. They would write on it like, whatever, fucking Madonna or whatever. And you download it and it was like a guy farting and then your computer would blow up.
It was seriously like jump scare. Like, you had to, like, I would be to the point where, I would listen to the headphones
right
off my head. No way. Oh, that's so cool that you're recommending What We Do in the Shadows. I really want to see that. That's going to be a Sarah and me show for sure.
If you guys enjoy the movie, like from what I've seen of the show, you're gonna like the show too.
Yeah, we showed Zach and his girlfriend like maybe last year or something like that around this time, and they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, well, I'm going to recommend a TV show too.
Hey,
I texted you like a couple weeks ago about it, and then I was like kind of down on it a little bit, and then it's like, whoa, like seasons 3 and 4 happen, and it's just like blows your socks off kind of TV. It is Mr. Robot. I was texting you today again about it, like you need to go see Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think it was Aaron I was texting today about it. I think I came back around to you like maybe a couple days ago.
Yeah, you hit me up a day or two ago, and I've only seen, I think I watched just a couple episodes of that show and then abandoned it. So I'm intrigued to hear why I should jump back on the bus.
Yeah, so you mentioned Matrix coming out in 1999, like right away. I was reminded of The Matrix, and when I went to the Wikipedia page, it's like one of the references or one of the inspirations for creating this by Sam Esmail, the director. Esmail? I must be mispronouncing the name. Anyway, but like he lists off a few references, like The Matrix and like some other kind of techie, tech-noir kind of shows, thriller movies. And the Matrix roots are right there. If you remember The Matrix, like before he takes the red pill and goes down and learns about the real world and the Matrix, like he's living that kind of like computer geek / hacker life a little bit.
Yes.
Like it's as if like it just stays in Mr. Anderson's world, and he's just living that life. I don't think the name Mr. Alderson is a coincidence. I think it's inspiration from Mr. Anderson, Keanu Reeves' character before he's pulled into the Matrix. It's again like it's as if that character is living that Matrix-free lives, but like living in that kind of corrupt world where there's like shady stuff going on, and the computers are key to the characters and the motivations. I really don't want to say too much about the show, but there's like some edge of your seats thriller moments. There's action throughout as you need it. There's awesome character work done by the likes of Christian Slater and B.D. Wong. Bobby Cannavale shows up later on. Yes! Slater nails it. Slater really ties the whole show together. I can't tell you anything about it. Like, if you saw the first episode, you would have seen Slater, man. But
it was years ago. I don't remember that. I mean, I'm sure I did, but it was years ago. Okay, I'm gonna have to just go back to this. You're
just an amazing show. I'm on the last 2 episodes right now. It's one I've been binge watching when I can, like on my lunch breaks at school, like just put it up on the phone, not on the Wi-Fi, and it's like eating up the data a little bit. It's worth it. It's like such a good show, and I would say it gives me that same feeling I was having like when I watched Breaking Bad or when I watched Ozark, with the main difference being like while it pulls me in and it grips me and I have to know what happens next. In those other two shows, I really don't care for the characters. Like, those characters don't have anything redeeming going on. They're just like, how deep are they going to go into this darkness? But the difference here is, like, I'm definitely rooting for all the characters in this show. Like, I want them to succeed, and, like, they have, like, really good bits of humor throughout. They have good bits of humanity in the characters. Like, almost all the characters have that, whether they're good or bad. And there's always something else going on in the episode, to the point where you should not even go to IMDb trivia for any episodes, I would say, until you're completely done with the season. Okay. Like, I would do that, and like the trivia normally is like a whole bunch of little trivia points, and then like that little last couple of trivia points are spoiler, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Mr. Robot, it's not like that. It's you flip it. It's like, here's a couple trivia points, and then there's a whole list of spoiler stuff, and I couldn't even I made sure not to run my eyes down to the spoiler part because I didn't want to spoil it, because so many big things happen over these huge multi-episode arcs where like you're not finding out the twist until like 5 episodes into this particular arc. Just an amazing show. I go on and on about it. This is definitely a show I'll rewatch. I would not watch Ozark again. I would not watch Breaking Bad again. Sorry, Breaking Bad fans, but those things are too dark. Don't like the characters, and for me, like I've always said, it's character driven, and I really enjoy the characters in the show, and hopefully it doesn't let me down these last couple episodes. I'm really praying that like it just ties it all together in a nice, neat package. But that's not always the show's job, just to tie it up neatly for you. Nice. That's awesome. I'm happy for you that you found such a great show that you connect with. I'm going to have to give it another shot. Like I said, I need someone to talk to about it. I hope you watch it. It was years ago that I watched it. I honestly don't remember anything about it, so I should just start from the beginning and try it again. It's all on Prime. They literally dropped season 4 right as I entered into season 4 on Prime. I was like, nice. Oh no, I finished the first 3 seasons, and then it's like, you want to watch this next one? I think the 4th season dropped on October 7th. Nice. And that's right when I made to the first episode. 4 seasons total? 4 seasons total. It's all done now. Okay. I think it's like anywhere between 9 and 13 episodes per season. So it's a pretty quick watch, and it's network TV. Well, network. It's USA. So take that with what that means is like it doesn't really mean anything in terms of showing now. It's like it runs like an AMC show, basically, is how I can describe it. The violence and the swearing and the it doesn't matter sexual content. And you're like, oh wow, like okay, USA has changed a lot since my days. That's the thing. Silk stockings, right? I mean, What We Do in the Shadows. Like I heard at least 5 F-bombs while I was watching it. I was like, this is just a cable show. What the hell? It's amazing. Yeah. But it's just like you were saying with the Matrix, how you're like kind of awake, like thinking about it, like you'd want to call someone, being like, all right, start it up, like own it. You'd want to call someone and be like, like let's talk about it, or here's what I'm thinking now. All right, cool, man. Good recommend. I'm excited. Thanks. Speaking of robots, Jeff, where can people find you? They get better and better, everyone. Tune in next week for John's segue. I'm gonna write that segue for next week. Tonight. You can think of my recommend. You can find me on the Twitter. I'm on there. I'm Carl_Hungus314. Come check me out, Jeff Glover, on the Twitter. My name is Carl. Ich bin expert. John, where can we find all things Predator Minute? Oh man, well, in that luxurious, well taken care of space called Twitter, you can find Predator Minute at Predator Minute. You can email the show, predatorminute@gmail.com, or you can join, and please do, the listeners group on Facebook called the Predator Minute Listeners Palapa. Targets the center of the 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 palapa. Quite a fun group to belong to. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, like we mentioned before, one specific listener, Brian, has been posting his movie stub ticket, so you can look back and relive like what it was like to go to the actual movie theater and have a ticket in your hand. And like it was actually like a piece of little miniature thin cardboard that would rip off and you could keep that forever. And some people do, which is awesome.
Amazing. It was a great post. It was very fun to look at all his movie stubs. So check that out for sure.
Check that out. And so I guess for all things Predator Minute 99, I've been John Zabriskie.
And I am Jeff Glover.
And until next time,
stick around.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Come on. Do it. Do me.
Do me now.
Do me now.
Come on. Do me.
Do me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm naked. Do me now.
Do me now.
Look at my muscles. They're rippling.
Do me now. Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Kill me. Do me now. I'm here. Kill me. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Do me now. Come on. Do it now. Kill me. Do me now.